Hi, I'm Lizzie and this is Laura. We have recently sailed on board P&O's Iona on a Norwegian Fjords cruise. This is a review of cabin 11104, which is a balcony cabin, deck 11 forward. If you want to know what we got up to while we were on board Iona, please subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos.
As you enter cabin 11104, you'll find all of your usual safety information on the back of the door. To your left there is a slot for your cabin card that activates the power in the cabin and a master light switch. Also on the left you'll find your cabin bathroom, which is well appointed and quite spacious. The shower has a glass door that opens in either direction and has 2 shelves for storage. In here you'll also find provided White Company shampoo and body wash. In the sink area there is plenty of storage with quite a few shelves. There is also a lighted mirror above the sink that is great for doing your makeup. Bath and hand towels are provided for each guest and are replaced as required. As you exit the bathroom, you'll find some useful hooks on the wall. Out in the main cabin area, this particular cabin has the bed position next to the wardrobes. There is a full-length mirror on the first wardrobe door, and in the wardrobes there is a mixture of hanging and shelved space. There is one shorter hanging area that's ideal for shirts. Your cabin safe is also found inside the wardrobes. The bed can either be configured as a double or twin beds. This cabin contains a large sofa which can be converted into a single bed too. On either side of the bed you'll find a reading light which has a USB port, and there is also a single UK plug socket on one side. The dressing table is again spacious and houses your tea and coffee making facilities. The TV is fixed to the wall and can be angled slightly so that you can watch it from the bed. Underneath the dressing table you'll find a fridge and small cupboard containing your hairdryer. There is also an additional extremely narrow cupboard underneath the telephone. As this cabin is at the front of the ship, the balcony is still fronted but is very big. There are 3 chairs and a small table out on this balcony, and it still leaves you with plenty of space out here.
We didn't actually stay in this cabin ourselves. It's the cabin that our parents stayed in. We have sailed in a forward balcony on board Iona before, so we told our parents it is a good choice of cabin for a Norwegian Fjords sailing.
We've asked them what they thought of the cabin, so here's some information and their opinion on what was good and what wasn't so good about it.
As we have already said, it is a forward balcony and it is at the very front of the ship. So if you like to be near lift lobbies, this isn't a cabin for you. They liked the location as it was very quiet around there, and because the cabin is at the front of the ship you get sweeping views of the Norwegian fjords.
There were some issues with the forward location and it might not be for everyone. A couple of things that they mentioned were that because it's very windy at the front of the ship, their balcony door made a bit of a whistling noise when we were sailing. It was no issue at all when in port, but when at sea, so basically overnight, every night, it did make that sort of high-pitched whistling noise that could be a little bit irritating. One of the big benefits of the forward balconies on board Iona is the size of them. This particular balcony is enormous. There's so much space out there. There was enough room for 3 chairs and still plenty of space to walk around. We ourselves actually had an inside cabin for this cruise and we remarked that the balcony was nearly as big as our entire cabin.
Forward balcony cabins can cause a lot of controversy as some people really don't like them. This is because it is quite windy on the balcony when you're out at sea. Because of this, it has a steel front, so if you are sat down on a chair you cannot see the sea. As the cabin is at the very front of the ship, you can feel the movement a little bit more here. This wasn't a problem on our sailing as we had a pretty smooth sailing. However, there was one night when in the middle of the night things managed to fall off the dressing table.
Back inside the cabin itself, our mum and dad found the storage to be adequate. There was plenty of wardrobe space. One thing that you don't get on Iona that everybody talks about is drawers, but they didn't really think this was an issue as there were lots of shelves inside cupboards available for use.
The bathroom itself is a good size with lots of storage in there. We hadn't really noticed the difference in sizes between an inside bathroom and a balcony bathroom, but because we had been in both cabins on this cruise, it was clear to see that the balcony bathroom was much, much bigger. As
with all the beds on board Iona, this one was particularly comfortable. The only thing that was a bit of an issue was that the pillows were perhaps a little bit too fluffy, and 2 was definitely too many.
One gripe that many passengers have again is when the bed is closer to the wardrobe than it is to the balcony, and that is the case in this cabin. It is quite tight to get around the side when you're opening the wardrobe doors to take your clothes out of them.
Dad really disliked the mirror on the very first wardrobe door. He said in the night reflected some of the light from the balcony and was a little bit disorientating.
Our parents remarked that they thought the lighting was good in there, and Mum especially said it was good to do her makeup in there. The balcony definitely makes it a brighter room than an inside cabin.
And just to highlight, the real benefit of this cabin is that it is quite far away from anything on the ship, so it is so quiet in there. You're between 2 passenger decks, so you've got passengers above and below you, and right at the end of the corridor, so nobody really goes down there unless they're one of your immediate neighbours.
Overall, they really liked the cabin. They thought the space was very adequate, and they were quite pleased with our recommendation for the views. They have said they would book a forward balcony again in the future, but probably not on a cruise. If they knew it was going to be a particularly windy one, they would then choose a balcony at the side of the ship. They have remarked that the cabin was in a good condition as when they sailed on board Iona 3 years ago. So that is good to know that the cabins are being kept in a fantastic condition.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to give this video a like and drop any questions you've got in the comments down below. Please also make sure that you're subscribed to our channel. You can also find us on social media by searching Sisters on the Seas.